Okay, so it's been pretty crazy with the whole Streamer Awards stuff that has been going on lately, and it seems like people like Ironmouse are getting quite a bit of hate online for a lot of her comments to do with it, and to do with the BurntPeanut winning Best VTuber of the Year. Now, if you don't know exactly what is going on, I've got plenty of videos on this situation and what has gone on, but it's gone to a point where it is pretty ridiculous. I mean, for example, Ironmouse put out this post saying, me cringing at all the people mad that Peanut won. Every VTuber in that category deserved to be there. And this has over 7.1 million views and 49,000 likes. And again, it wasn't exactly the best, what you call it, I guess, accepted, it wasn't the best accepted response to the situation. And it does seem like a lot of people are pretty mad, Ironmouse for apparently like sticking by him or whatever. Again, I don't really like as I said in all my videos, like it's the Streamer Awards. It's honestly like it's the LA Awards. We all know exactly what goes on and why all of those people are invited there, because again, they want them to be, they want them all to be together. They want to leave out people like Asman, XQC, all the people that they dislike, right? But again, people just can't really come to terms with that, which I do think is pretty crazy. And yeah, obviously people like the BurntPeanut as well have also responded to this post saying, "Thank you, Ironmouse, and congratulations on your spectacular performance at last night's show." So again, obviously, trying to spread a bit of kind of positivity. A lot of people claim things, like the BurntPeanut dislikes VTubers and things like that, which again, I think it is pretty obvious that he does, and that's okay. You don't have to like other VTubers and the culture behind it, but again, I do think he has kind of showcased a bit of positivity and kind of putting stuff past him, just for this kind of situation, right? Because again, there is a lot of hatred going her way and a lot of hatred going to a lot of people's way over this one situation. I think it has kind of spiraled a little bit outside of what maybe the BurntPeanut thought it was going to go down, right? But again, obviously, a lot of quote retweets as well saying, "Mouse, you're a gracious person, but I will not support a streamer who uses slurs," which again is something that also a lot of people are pointing out as well. Is there was a stream clip where essentially the BurntPeanut slipped out the F slur. Well, half of it. He kind of stopped himself halfway through, and again, it was pretty crazy. But also at the same time, I can understand that some people just kind of slip up and say that kind of stuff. So again, if that was a big kind of mask off moment for people, I do understand why people don't want to watch him after that, because again, it's just like, if you don't like that word, that's fine. But also at the same time, I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world. I don't think he's gonna, implode after this, right? But again, if you don't want to watch him, that's totally fine too. That's if that's your kind of, I guess, breaking point for that kind of stuff, sure. But there has been some other stuff as well, which people have been bringing up in regards to this situation as well. But obviously, let's keep on going. There's been some pretty horrible comments like this one as well, saying VTuber was right to treat you the way that they did. Again, absolutely disgusting. Saying, stop trying to please people that hate you and VTubers in general. Now, I can understand a lot of the arguments that people are making in terms of like, why are you supporting this guy? This guy has been pretty horrible to VTubers and things like that, and doesn't class himself as one or whatever, right? But again, I do think that obviously some of the extreme comments that have been coming from this just make it kind of bad. I don't think this makes the situation any better, saying stuff like VTuber was right to treat you the way that they did. Again, that's just completely unhinged and unnecessary. And again, I think people doing that, just need to stop. But I do think some people, voicing their concerns about, hey, why are you supporting this guy? I think that's totally fine, right? I think, they can argue that kind of stuff. People saying it's not the fact that he won, it's the fact that him and his audience can insult you, spit in your face, laugh about it, and you'll praise and congratulate him. That's really embarrassing for you, which, again, I can see as a valid kind of criticism. I do think that, obviously it does seem like Peanut and a lot of his audience do dislike VTubers quite a bit, right? And it's not exactly the most amicable of experiences, right? And Ironmouse is there, obviously defending him and saying, the best VTuber won or whatever, right? The Peanut won, which again, I think a lot of people, are pretty mad at, because again, it is kind of going against, I guess, her own people, which yeah, I do think is true. But as I said, I think the kind of extremities of how people have gone about it is crazy. And there's like, for example, we saw in the last video, people like theory crafting about her like whole illness and stuff, which I thought was extremely uncalled for and very, very weird. But again, you know, people saying everyone focusing on the fact that Peanut doesn't look like a VTuber and not the fact that he uses slurs and his fans are abhorrent. Priorities, which again, you know, sure, if you don't want to watch him for that, fine. But again, me personally, that isn't really the turning point for me. It's more so, I guess, the, you know, dislikes towards VTubers and things like that. And, you know, obviously Ironmouse going ahead and just supporting him despite all of that, which I think that is the main point, at least for me personally. Obviously, we've seen exactly how badly the VTuber Awards, not the VTuber Awards, the Streamer Awards have treated VTubers in terms of clips like this, which we looked at in the last video, essentially of the presenter looking very, very uninterested in the award itself.
The 5 VTubers,
which, yeah, obviously didn't look too great for the Streamer Awards as well, which has also been blowing up pretty heavily. And then also to do with more of the BurntPeanut kind of stuff, people have been calling out stuff to do with his chat, right? And, you know, people saying the lack of moderation in the BurntPeanut stream during the Sapphire Awards was disgusting. No more that guy for me. Now, again, I do think it's a little bit weird to kind of comment on other people's moderation and how they moderate it, because, again, it's not like this guy, it's not like the BurntPeanut himself is saying these comments. He is just reacting to the stream, and the comments, he cannot control them, especially whenever there is a lot of them, right, saying this kind of stuff. Sure, maybe he could say something like, hey guys, can you stop, or whatever. That maybe could have been done, but again, I do think it is a little bit odd to just kind of like, I guess, police people on their chats and how they kind of do things. But again, I do think you also have the freedom to express how weird some of the messages that were being put up whenever it comes to the Sapphire Award, which is, if you don't know, the women's only award, where essentially, yeah, it's you know, celebrating you know, popular female streamer, right? And there was a lot of pretty interesting comments, you know, saying stuff, weirdos, where's the music? So women can barely can make a living barely trying what they're talking about. Just bitter t-shirt, 2 sizes too small, instant fans. Okay, this person can't even English, so I think you guys can kind of understand like what kind of people are saying this, right? I think it's pretty insane. We're saying like the Ho Award, biggest horror award. Again, you can see the kind of stuff that people are saying disgusting, ban, hot woman for real, cringe, gross, what is that? She sucks, ooh. So again, you know, I do think that, you know, it is odd. You know, the chat is very odd, but at the same time, I think that, you know, messing with someone's moderation and how they moderate stuff is kind of weird as well. I think that's the kind of response that a lot of people have been going on. People saying, genuinely curious, you have the clip. So did you even watch the same award show, start to finish, 5 to 6 hours of all of it? You'd 100% understand if you did. So people are acting like it's impossible to moderate that many folks when emo only mode is right there, which again, you know, you could pop it into emo only mode. You could ask the streamer to maybe say something about it and whatever. But yeah, again, you know, some people, you know, some can't be asked to do that. Like some people just like go live and just let it go. You know, if the moderators aren't doing their job, they're not doing their job. That does suck, right? And obviously people are being weird, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just like, you know, what can you do as a person, right? It's his chat, it's his decision, and if they're not being banned from Twitch itself, then obviously Twitch allow that kind of stuff to kind of exist on their platform, right? So his chat was going so fast, how could you even read that without the screenshots? The freedom of speech, but only if you align with my opinions and feelings. Said you essentially snuck into a man's cave just to come out and complain about male conversation, which, yeah, that's what a lot of people have been kind of arguing about. Again, I can see both sides of this. I can see why people think this is weird, because, again, I do think some of the messages are extremely weird and very misinformed, right? But I also think in terms of the moderation and being like, you should moderate your chat better, it's like, okay, like everybody gets that all the time. Every streamer gets that all the time. But again, it's just a small kind of period during the stream. It's not like they're doing this 24/7 or anything. So yeah, I did find that kind of odd. And yeah, I mean, you know, some people are trying to find anything they can to bring down the BurntPeanut, and you know, maybe, you know, that's because they dislike the fact that Ironmouse didn't get to win or whatever, sure. Or maybe it could be that they're genuinely actually concerned about the BurntPeanut and the community. Again, there's multiple reasons for this, and I can understand all of them, right? But at the end of the day, I think that a lot of this just doesn't matter, right? I think anything to do with this whole BurntPeanut best VTuber thing doesn't matter. Any clips that you see coming out now of him are just intentionally trying to bring him down, and that is the whole reason behind it. It's not trying to spread awareness of things. It is trying to obviously, you know, trying to get one back at him, trying to get revenge at him over winning the VTuber Awards, which again, some of them may be actually, you know, kind of, I guess, like evident or whatever in terms of, you know, finding out who he is and what he's been saying and things, sure. But again, I don't think it is, you know, that big of a deal anymore. He's won the award. It's over. I think we should just kind of move on, right? And just continue moving as a VTuber space in general, and just kind of, yeah, just keep making content, keep doing cool stuff. And hopefully, maybe, you know, next year's Streamer Awards will include, you know, obviously a bigger amount of VTubers in general, not just for the VTuber Award, but for all the other awards as well. I want to see more people involved, like Dokibird and the Marvel Rivals Award, maybe. Although I feel like that's never going to happen. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty interesting situation. Again, it's just crazy. It's a huge mess right now. It's insane. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.